It goes without saying that the cryptocurrency exchange has been making massive waves over the last few years, resulting in some of the youngest millionaires the world has ever seen. But since experts still know very little about the new and volatile investment scheme, criminals have been taking advantage of the process by coming up with some ingenious scams that need to be avoided at all costs. So what are the crypto cons that new investors should be on the lookout for before jumping headfirst into a new altcoin? And how can an investor like this avoid falling into a trap? Well, whether you're thinking of investing or just want to know more about the scams that are prevalent in the world of digital currency, stay right where you are, as we're about to explore how you can stay as safe as possible when trying your luck on the exchange. So strap yourselves in and get ready to take some notes, as things are about to get interesting. 1. Imposter websites. Unfortunately for new investors, getting into cryptocurrency can be quite difficult. The majority of the time, new investors are caught out by following the advice of another vocal investor who appears to have found a good path through the various altcoins that are currently selling like hotcakes. The problem with following the advice of another is that you end up shelling out a load of cash without first knowing what you are actually doing. And remember, one of the fundamentals of investing is to never invest in something you don't understand. Understanding the crypto itself is just half the battle, though. What you also have to do is understand the environment within which the crypto is bought and sold. And unfortunately for new investors, there are a surprising number of websites that have been created to look eerily similar to the sites that have been communicated by this expert investor you've decided to listen to. Think of a website like Coinbase, for example, which allows investors to buy, sell, and exchange certain cryptocurrencies. In order to participate, an investor has to give this site all of their personal information in the sign-up process and often calls for their digital wallet address so that withdrawals and deposits can take place seamlessly. So when you instead find yourself on an imposter website that looks very similar to this one, you can imagine just how much trouble you can get yourself into. Strangely enough, it's not just beginner investors who fall into this trap. Some imposter websites look exactly the same as the original site in question, except for the fact that there is no image of a security lock near the URL bar and no HTTPS on its site address. In other words, when you see no lock symbol or HTTPS address, it might be best to think twice before actually accessing the site in question. There are certain addresses that lack a lock symbol that are actually legitimate, mind you, but it's always a great idea to do more research when you find that this symbol is lacking. More often than not, this identical site will redirect you to another platform so that the payment can be made, resulting in your payment not actually going to the site or exchange in question, but the fraudsters on the other side of the cyber wall. So don't fall victim to this scam. Ensure that the sites you are visiting are both legitimate and original, and make sure that you have entered the correct URL if you've decided to do so manually. 2. Fake mobile applications. This is far from the only way scammers have found their way into the bank accounts of crypto investors, though, with other methods looking to be far more legitimate than the imposter websites we just experienced. You'd think that applications available for download through Google Play and the Apple Store are safe and secure, but as it turns out, this isn't always the case, especially in the world of altcoins. According to Bitcoin News, thousands of people have already downloaded fake cryptocurrency applications that have landed them in some pretty deep water. And the problem with downloading and then signing up for these fake apps is that there is next to nothing that the police can do to help you when things go south. More often than not, the application in question will be wiped from the store before an investor can even report the crime, escaping with the money and personal information of those who were careless enough to download it without much research. Also keep in mind that there is a higher probability of a user running into a fake application on the Google Play Store than on the Apple Store, so Android users have to proceed with quite a bit of caution. As we mentioned earlier, the applications have a tendency of not sticking around for long, but all it takes is unfortunate timing for you to get swept up in some serious trouble. Luckily for you, there are some obvious signs that many applications often show. The first is the lack of correct spelling in the name or copy of the application. If the name indicated on the icon of the app is spelt different to the actual name of the app, then this is more than likely a scam that needs to be avoided at all costs. Also be sure to take a look at the branding of the application. There are many fake copies of legitimate apps out there which make use of strange colorings or inconsistent logos. Probably the best thing you could do before downloading an application like this would be to Google the app and see what users have been saying about it. More often than not, you're discovering some terrible information, saving you from the same fate of the user that reported it. If you have any doubt as to whether the application is legitimate or not, be sure to avoid the application, as it's better to be safe than sorry. 3. Following untrustworthy tweets and social media updates. It might sound ridiculous to put your trust in any form of social media when it comes to investing in anything, but unfortunately for us, this is very much how the crypto exchange has developed over the years. One of the main reasons for Dogecoin becoming so popular had to do with the social interaction of fans of the meme on the internet, after all, along with the insane rambling of billionaire Elon Musk on Twitter. Remember, crypto only rises in value when more people decide to buy it, so social media advice can be extremely useful useful to take into account, as it may show in what direction the price of the altcoin is about to move. That being said, there is a lot of misinformation out there, with a great portion of it coming from malicious bots that impersonate celebrities and other trustworthy crypto analysts. Take one look at the YouTube comment section, and you'll often see that your favorite creator has a comment stating that he is giving away from cryptos for free. This is not, however, the case. Creators have been complaining about bots like this for the past few months, but YouTube doesn't seem to be able to take care of this problem once and for all. It's not just the YouTube comment section that you have to look out for, though. Never believe offers that are being extended to you through Twitter or Facebook, especially if they are far too good to be true. Being aware that fake accounts and information like this is all you'll really need to stay on top of the problem, though, as more often than not, these accounts can be seen to be a little bit dodgy. And while you might think that an account or offer is legitimate due to the many people that have responded to it, don't fall into the secondary trap. Remember, if a bot posted the tweet or offer, it's just as likely that bots were brought on to comment on the tweet to make it appear a lot more legitimate than it actually is. So while it may be a good idea to base your investments off of what is happening in the world of social media, never engage directly with social media. And if someone wants to exchange crypto on Twitter, requesting that you send your amount over first, it goes without saying that this is a pretty bad idea. 4. Scamming emails. Another method used by a few scammers comes in the form of trap emails, which often look exactly the same as legitimate emails you have already received from a crypto company. So when you receive an email like this, the first thing you need to ask yourself is, why has it been sent to you? If you have just dealt with a legitimate company, then it makes sense that they would have sent you the email. But if you have not, and this email just came out of the blue, then there's the bigger likelihood that it is nothing more than a scam email. If this isn't the first time you've received an email like this, though, be sure to check it for inconsistencies. Take a look at the address that sent you the email, as well as the logo and branding that goes along with it. Obvious spelling mistakes are also a dead giveaway when it comes to scamming emails, which are often sent on behalf of scammers in countries that lack a solid grasp on the English language. If you have doubts about the email, make sure to contact the crypto company on their public helpline and ask whether the email is something to worry about or not. This might sound like a lot of effort, but it is sure better than finding yourself scammed at the end of the day. What do you think about these crypto scams that are running rampant? Be sure to let us know in the comments section down below.